Hi guys! In this video, you'll see how the actors of the TV series Keeping Up Appearances 1990-1995 have changed. You'll know their real names and age. I will show you how they looked then and what's with them now. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Let's go! Michael the Vicar, Jeremy Gittins, holds the position of priest in the local church. He has certain leadership qualities, follows his moral values, and always acts prudently. He is distinguished by his balance and is an important figure for local residents. The Major has extensive experience in the army, where he received certain military awards for which he feels considerable pride. He tries not to violate the bounds of decency, is polite, and often likes to remember his military service. Played by Peter Sellier. The vicar's wife is involved in the affairs of the church and is helpful and supportive of her spouse when needed. She is respectful of others and is not prone to scheming or manipulation. She is able to remain neutral and friendly, played by Marion Barron. The security is not one of those who will share every aspect of his life and tries to provide his security services to others, including Hyacinth. He can be deceptively polite and doesn't like his personal space being invaded. The role was performed by Ian Lavender. Sergeant Watkins is responsible for maintaining law and order in the immediate area where Hyacinth lives. In particular, he investigates violations of public safety and at the same time shows immunity to external irritants. The role was performed by Eric Carty. Onslow is married to Daisy. He is not used to being especially stressed in life and just goes with the flow. He is characterized by negligence and laziness, but is able to support his loved ones. Played by Jeffrey Hughes, who died in 2012 of prostate cancer. Richard is Hyacinth's husband. He is modest, aware of the real state of affairs, but always supports his wife in her aspirations and strange values, but this often makes him feel tense. Played by Clive Swift, who died following a short illness in 2019. Elizabeth maintains friendly relations with Hyacinth and lives next door to her. Can be imperturbable, loves a quiet life, but can be loyal to her friends' oddities. She knows how to joke. Played by Josephine Tewson, who died in 2022 of natural causes. Rose is not malicious, but can sometimes be ordinary. She has a more down-to-earth lifestyle and doesn't leave her fantasies. Tries to take positive aspects out of situations. Has a natural beauty. Played by Mary Miller, who died of ovarian cancer in 1998. Emmett knows Hyacinth well and shares a common hobby with her, music, but otherwise he has a more realistic outlook on life. He has a gentle nature, can be charming, and is a good friend. Emmett is not without modesty. The role is performed by David Griffin. Dead Defiance is independent and consciously makes decisions or actions. She doesn't allow herself to be manipulated and acts at her own discretion. Always behaves concentratedly. Played by Gretchen Franklin, who died of natural causes in 2005. Rose is related to Hyacinth. She is not used to being shy and prefers to dress frankly and more flamboyantly. Her appearance attracts many men, but due to failed relationships can become depressed. Played by Shirley Stelfox, who died in 2015 of cancer. The Doctor, Bruce Alexander, knows how to maintain a neutral position and is as calm as possible, regardless of the situation. He's characterized by a high level of professionalism, and he always treats patients objectively, despite their statements and quirks. Mrs. Fortescue is part of the high society that Hyacinth strives for. She is not an uncommon guest at social events and is accustomed to behave and dress in accordance with her status. Played by Jean Anderson, who died in 2001 of natural causes. The hotel guest Bernard Arcard, is staying at the same hotel as Hyacinth. She is somewhat mannered and can also display arrogance and curiosity. Doesn't hide the fact that it amuses her when people look ridiculous, but she tries not to lose her restraint. Mr. Farini has a peculiar demeanor and is generally eccentric. He tends to be romantic and is not one of those who likes to sit at home all day. He is not devoid of purposefulness, especially to the lady he likes. He was played by Angus Lenny. The Commodore is a naval veteran, which it clearly shows in his appearance. He can be quirky, quite friendly, and gallant. He can surprise ladies with his shamelessness and decisive actions, played by Nigel Davenport, who died of pneumonia in 2013. The salesman sells cars of various classes, and one of his clients was Hyacinth. He is interested in good sales and tries to communicate with customers as friendly as possible and interests them in purchasing, including services. He was played by Timothy Carlton. His lordship has a high social status and is quite familiar with Hyacinth, adheres to aristocratic standards, knows how to be hospitable, and clearly knows his limits. He's not used to be indignant, played by Bruce Montague. Mr. Duxbury lives next door to Hyacinth, but sometimes doesn't like talking to her too much. He has a calm nature, is not prone to aggression, but doesn't like it when his affairs are interfered with. He doesn't dress pretentiously, played by Norman Lovett. The gypsy often goes to local houses and offers its services. She somewhat doesn't fit into the usual appearance of such people, but she is also not lacking in confidence and determination. Tries to establish contact with people. She was played by Eileen Davis. Bunty lives next door to Violet's cottage. She is a well-to-do woman, but her cheerful demeanor can be surprising at times. She has quite an interesting personality, characterized by her openness, and is not afraid to speak her mind. Played by Marsha Warren. Eric tries to remain attentive and involved in the conversation. He is quite harmless, but sometimes is too zealous in his aspirations and can be somewhat intrusive. He loves to walk outside and often takes a cane with him. Played by Terence Hardiman. The salesman is in the business of selling kitchen sets. He gives each customer ample time in counseling, is never rude, and explains everything in a polite and understandable manner. Played by Trevor Bannister, who passed away from a heart attack in 2011. The ship's officer demonstrates his professional status by his appearance and behavior. He is extremely attentive and doesn't disregard information from his crew. He has a good eyesight and makes quick decisions. The role is performed by Michael Cochrane. Man in the Phone Box lives a quiet life and is not particularly familiar with the manners of high society. He sometimes acts slowly and knows how to abstract when he is focused on his own affairs. Played by Jack Smethurst, who died in 2022 of natural causes. The customer was shopping for a kitchen with his wife, and when confronted with Hyacinth, thought her was a bit odd. He is attentive to many things, especially regarding furniture. Generally approachable and friendly. The role is performed by Andrew Bicknell. Hyacinth, Patricia Routledge, has a vibrant and distinctive nature. She is selfish, closely monitors herself, and tries to improve herself in order to become part of high society. Considers herself an extremely sophisticated lady, but can show herself to be a snob. Daisy doesn't have a complex character and knows how to be independent. She has a realistic and practical outlook on life, and unlike Hyacinth, is not delusional about her high status in society. She knows how to enjoy what she has. Played by Judy Cornwell. Mrs. Moody had a slightly strained relationship with Rose, which often led to their quarrels. She has a creative streak, loves to defend her opinion, but at times can be restless. Played by Una Stouts, who passed away after a period of illness in 2021. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please share it on social networks, like it, and of course subscribe to the channel.